Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hey, everybody. How is it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year, guys. It's 2025. Good morning. Can you guys hear me? Hit a 1. I have a little bit different setup, so I can't hear my mic. So I need y'all to work with me. Let me know if you can hear me. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. It's a holiday. Hey guys. Okay. I'm going to assume you guys can hear me. Let me see. All right. Let me change the. Am I here? Okay. Okay. Hi guys. What's going on? Okay. 1's in the chat. Thank you. Happy New Year, guys. Y'all, let me tell you something. Okay, happy New Year. Happy New Year, happy New Year, happy 2025, guys. This couple went to bed last night. It was like a quarter after 11 and Farrah was like, "Are we staying up till midnight?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm going to go lay down for a minute." Ah. Ooh, I started hearing fireworks a little bit, and let me tell you, I made the best fish last night. It was so good. And I fell asleep quick. Next thing I knew, I was hearing fireworks. Lambo started barking, and my husband was like, "It's 11:59." And he gave me a kiss, and we heard all kinds of fireworks outside. I don't know if the neighborhood next door, they always like to do fireworks. Yes, we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about that. And baby, yes, very, very sad. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of I don't even know. I don't know enough to say like what happened in New Orleans at this moment. I do have the news feed pulled up so we can anyone who doesn't know, you're getting ready to be informed. Also, the weird event. You guys know I'm very leery about getting deliveries to the house. And it's no offense to anyone awesome delivery driver. And I do get stuff delivered from tried and true places that we patronize, right? But just random this, random that, I just don't. So there was a story out of Osceola County that I just kind of fell into the rabbit hole on. I posted some stuff on it. Girl, I had to scour the internet to find her hearing because every news story only had like a clip, and your girl found it, girl, because that research. I love to find something I think I can't find, and then I find it and I'm like, okay, there it is. Okay, I found it. Okay. But let's check in with New Orleans. Apparently last night there was some sort of mayhem. Someone or someone's broke through a barricade. There are 10 fatalities, upwards of 30 people who have been hurt. A car plowed into a crowd. If you've ever spent any time in the French Quarter down Bourbon Street, I guess we'll hear approximately where this is obviously on Bourbon Street, or in that French Quarter area. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It's very unfortunate and absolutely awful. Um, so let's check in and see. Let me see what all of you guys are saying. I don't do Uber Eats. I don't know if it's DoorDash. It came from a vendor like Jersey Mike's. I think will filter over, or Papa John's. They will offload to DoorDash. But because of the system, I don't know if this girl worked for Marco's Pizza or not, but I'm gonna read to you the police report. It was good how she got busted. But the man who she was with is still not in custody, and I'm sure they're probably trying to get the goods from her. Now, um, We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about what happened in New Orleans first. Last night was New Year's Eve. Obviously, today is our beautiful New Year's Day, and I'm so sorry and so sad for any of the people who were hurt, harmed, and did not make it um, from their celebration, and were were killed because of this situation. So let's hear and try to understand what actually happened yesterday. This is horrible. Um, let me share this real quick. I know we plan to do some Nesto today, so depending on how much time, what our time situation looks like, um, we'll come back and just do a separate live with Nesto stuff. Let's get through this like two hot topics, and I will shut it down and then come back and we'll do a Nesto update so we can, appropriately. But there is some foolishness going on, leaving out of 2024 and coming right on into 2025. And I hate that this happened. Yeah, this was a vehicle situation. This was not like a mass shooting or something like that. I believe this person came through kind of like Daryl Brooks style. Any of these people who've used their vehicles as a weapon to hurt people. Let's listen so you guys can get the full scoop. Okay, let's hear.
Make our citizens aware of what is taking place, and there will be no questions because we are continuing to investigate. We will have an updated briefing at 11. We'll be at police headquarters. If that changes, we will let you know, and for 3 p.m. And with that, we will get our group behind us to assemble. As I said, we will have 3 to 4 of our leaders speaking. We won't be able to take questions because we are still actively investigating this situation. And with that, we will bring our group out and get assembled. So let's get in position for where you are.
Alrighty, so we just heard a spokesperson from the mayor tell us that we are about to have our briefing here. Well, they're accepting no questions from the media at this time, but they are planning another briefing at 11 o'clock.
All right. And you can hear one of the reporters there with one of the local affiliates. I believe that is Fox 8 that is speaking there. I want to take you out to one of the other images that we do have. This is a camera that is located in another location, but you can see they are doing those final talk.
Say something. I had a story a while ago that I did not bring to you guys. I had done a bunch of research on it. The mayor right there. We'll talk about it soon. Ma'am was involved in an FBI investigation revolving around an inappropriate relationship with one of her former aides. And interesting. And now that I'm seeing her again, I said, you know what, maybe we'll talk about that too. Not today, but we'll have to talk about that soon. Any of you guys are familiar with the mayor of New Orleans, what has been going on with her and her boyfriend, kind of like a Fonnie and Willis type situation, a little bit. Okay. A little romance, a romance that, that no one knew about that got found out. Okay, let's finish this. Let's see what's going on here. But I guess they are conferring and got kind of getting their cadence straight about who's going to say and do what. So
us here, the media, as well as the citizens of New Orleans, as to what took place.
And you can hear all of those different affiliates have been doing those live reports. So we are going to pop this up and listen in.
Coming before you is our unified command, leading with our mayor. And Mayor Latoya Cantrell will start with her remarks.
Thank you.
Okay, just give us just a little space, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation. You'll hear more after me. However, I have been in direct contact with the White House, with Governor Landry, and of course, a unified command who is present here. What I'm asking at this time are prayers for those who have lost their lives in the city of New Orleans due to this tragedy. In addition to that, I'm asking the public to stay clear of 8 blocks around Bourbon Street. Stay clear from Bourbon Street, 8 blocks around. Very active, and again, a unified command is in place right now. I'm going to ask Chief Kirkpatrick to give you an update. You're then going to hear from our agent in charge relative to the FBI. So at this time, Chief Kirkpatrick.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to give you as much of the information I possibly can. We are going to give you an update a couple of times today. So we will give you just the basics this morning. All right. We had this event started at about 3:15. It did involve a man driving a pickup truck down Bourbon Street at a very fast pace, and it was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. It was not a DUI situation. This is a more complex and more serious based on the information we have right now. With respect to numbers, we have right now, and as you already know, this could change throughout the day. We do know that there are 26 injured people who are at UMC Hospital. We know we have 4 at Turo, 4 at Ochsner Baptist, 1 at Tulane. But even as I was walking out the door, I believe I have an unconfirmed additional people who have been taken to other area hospitals, possibly on the east side. But we will give you as many correct numbers as we can as the day progresses. It is a very tragic situation for me to tell you that we know we have 10 people that this man killed on Bourbon Street. That is why we do not want anyone on Bourbon Street today. Wherever you see yellow tape, please do not violate this tape. This is in order to protect and stabilize the scene. We have information to a certain degree of the demographics of those who are in the hospital right now. We do not know at this point how many could be tourists versus locals. But from the information I have right now, it seems the majority are locals versus tourists. What I also can tell you is that this man, this perpetrator, he fired on our officers from his vehicle when he crashed his vehicle. 2 of our officers have been shot. They are stable, and we will give you an update on them. I have yet been able to go to the hospital. I will be leaving here for us to go visit our officers. We have called in every officer that we have. We have so much appreciated our partnerships who have also offered us staff. Last night, we had over 300 officers out here. And because of the intentional mindset of this perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did. Because of the nature and the indices that we have on the scene, and we have enough information that the FBI will be taking over this investigation. And with that, I am going to be asking, this is the assistant agent in charge. This is Agent Duncan, Special Agent Duncan, and she has taken over this case on behalf of us and the FBI. As always, we will be in partnership with all of our partners. But Agent Duncan, if you want to have a few words for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found. And we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on. Our goal is to provide you additional information at the 11 a.m. press conference. Thank you so much, and we will be in touch.
Yes, I will say that we want our community and our visitors to continue enjoying. There's so much to enjoy about New Orleans, and we are going to make sure that our routes in the Superdome are safe today for the game. And yet we had this tragic event, and we're sorry again to everyone in our community. But we do want you to go about the day, as we say, just stay away from Bourbon.
Can
Okay?
you elaborate on the device? You did say something about the device.
We actually are not going to be taking questions this morning until we have more information. That's why we will give you an 11 o'clock briefing. So until then, please hold your questions. We will give you everything that we possibly can. Okay? So 11 o'clock, we will see you at the headquarters, and we will go again from there.
But
Okay?
Chief, were the bullards engaged? Were the bullards engaged?
Right? The device is confirmed?
Thank you all. We will see you at 11 a.m.
So Megan, Rob, if you're still here with me, super.
All right, so there you have it, getting an update that did come in from officials there. We heard from three different officials providing some
Okay, hold on just a let me see, because I feel like there may have been an update. So back 3 hours ago now. So maybe let's see. So if there was 11, okay, so that's 11. So maybe 4 hours ago. There we go. Is this it? Let me see if this is new. Ooh, the suspect is dead.
Pickup truck down.
Okay, hold on. Can y'all see? Okay. So that was the first update from last night. This is approximately, let's say 11 Central Time. So this would be probably almost 4 hours ago. If they stayed true to the time of what they stated, 11 o'clock. Doesn't this newscaster look like a very clean 2024 version of Tommy from Martin? Look at this guy right here with the glasses.
In his district.
He almost looks like Tommy. He almost looks like Tommy. Okay. All right.
They are also coming as we're still beginning to learn more about the investigation and exactly what happened here. Again, as far as how this Chief Kirkpatrick did say that the driver of the truck who is killed, who is dead, I should say, did ignore barriers that were already in place. Security chief crashing into that group of people, and we know now what happened next.
Of course, that suspect opening fire at officers after crashing his vehicle, and then now we know the suspect is confirmed dead. We don't know any details about who this person is other than it is a man who did this intentionally trying to kill as many people as possible. That according to the police chief.
Yeah, we were hearing from our Leah McNeil, our Winston Reed, who was live, our Alyssa Curtis, who was our latest live shot there at Dauphine and Bourbon, which is near the Dauphine Orleans Hotel. We did speak over the phone a few minutes ago to a gentleman who is staying there, Mike, Kellen Piku, who was there helping to but to transport people who may have had a little too much to drink, part of a sober team, and was there when he heard the boom.
He's sober. He came down to do a sober New Year's here in New Orleans. He used to live in the French Quarter, and he talked about how, you know, things have changed, obviously, since he's lived here, but that New Orleans and French Quarter is home to him. So it is a complete, utter shock for people like him to see this happening at a place that you call home and feel so connected to. And even tourists, maybe perhaps who've never been here, wanted to experience the city in some type of unique form, now having to grapple and deal with this type of violence.
Yeah, most certainly, particularly when dealing with a weekend where we have a large number of people here. As a matter of fact, I've been paying attention to messages from people around the country just checking in, because this is international news this morning. At least 10 people killed, some 35 people hurt. The driver believed responsible is dead, at least according to multiple sources that we've been able to confirm. Investigators briefing reporters during the 6 o'clock hour on where things stand, including Police Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick. Want to listen in there to catch you up.
We had this event started at about 3:15. It did involve a man driving a pickup truck down Bourbon Street at a very fast pace, and it was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. It was not a DUI situation. This is a more complex and more serious based on the information we have right now.
All right, I'm going to advance a little bit.
Reacting to this news here in the Crescent City, and it is not a good headline. Some 10 people killed, 35 others injured in that incident involving a driver of a truck who intentionally crashed into that crowd on Bourbon Street, according to Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick. It's 7:16 right now on the West Coast. I say that because minutes ago we just heard from Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, who was there with a group of volunteers from Louisiana for the Tournament of Roses parade. And the parade is about to get started right now, again, really early there in Pasadena. But there was a moment of silence held as they were preparing for that. Got some video that we do want to bring up as we do talk about that this morning. Actually, as a matter of fact, we just want to cut to it and have you pay attention for a second.
We stand in solidarity with the entire state during this difficult time. Let's take a few moments of silence, please.
I hope you guys are.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is a very surreal moment.
With this just horrific scene out here on Bourbon, as a man plowed into a crowded group of people on Bourbon Street, of course, as everyone was celebrating the new year. As you mentioned, Mike, off the top, we've been out here since about 4 o'clock this morning, just about 30 or so minutes after this all unfolded, speaking to a witness who was just mere feet away from this car as it plowed through the crowd. She said she was lucky to escape with her life this morning. I also spoke to another man who was at the Royal Sonesta Hotel that's actually on Bourbon Street, and he walked me through and described what he saw and he heard early this morning. Take a listen. You're here for the Sugar Bowl, of course.
Correct.
Tell me, what's your reaction to kind of waking up this morning, getting your day started and seeing this?
Well, I got to text my father first, and then that alarmed me. And I looked and saw the news and saw what was going on. And like I told you before this interview, I mean, it's just a certain numbness that takes over. But then I said I'm gonna walk down there, so we're a couple blocks away at the Homewood, and walk down here, and it's just kind of surreal, and it's sad. It's sad for America, and it's sad for our people, and all of our money and everything has printed on it. God bless America, and I think it's time the country really turns and listens to those three words strongly.
And you've been down here before. You said that, typically you normally would be out here on Bourbon.
We ate dinner last night at a restaurant right there on Bourbon, and it wasn't a care in the world. This was far from our minds, and like I said, it happens all too often now here, and it's just sad. I mean, there's a sad.
He seems like he's in shock.
But typically, I mean,
There's more information from CBS now that is reporting from local law enforcement as well as a city official, quoting them as saying investigators are probing whether the suspect in this case was connected to or inspired by a foreign terror organization, and that investigators are also analyzing that potential explosive devices recovered at or near the scene. You heard Leah just talking about that as well. Shot at officers, according to NOPD, who then fired back.
On the back end of that truck, we showed you another image from another source showing what appeared to be bullet holes in the back rear mirror of a window rather of the truck. You see that imagery here. Again, can't confirm if that happened overnight or if that was there previously, but again, this picture showing the investigation here. Also, as far as investigators confirming to CBS News that they're looking into whether this was part of a larger terrorism ring here with accomplices from other walks of life. We've heard from two of our local officials, both State Senator Royce Duplessis and City Councilman Freddie King III, that investigators were looking into whether the suspect had an accomplice here locally. So again, we are beginning to see this investigation shake out as far as who was involved here and whether he had anyone else there helping him carry out this attack.
We're going to go back now to our Lily Cummings, who has been at UMC all morning, where the bulk of these injured patients were taken. That, of course, a level 1 trauma center where.
How much more resilient do we have to be in New Orleans and things like this happening? This is not something that usually happens in our city. But what I do want to make sure that we understand is that we are resilient. My thoughts and prayers go out to not just the officers, not just the people that were injured and obviously the people that were killed, but this impacts all of us, not just their family members, not just their immediate family members, but everyone who lives in this city, who goes to that French Quarter and has so many fond memories of things that their families, and all these things that we have done in that beautiful place. That is going to affect you.
Portia,
my job today is to let you know how that may affect you, what it may look like, as well as what you need to be doing so that it does.
Okay, I'm going to drop a link. So if you want to watch this further, obviously they've been doing extensive coverage. Portia, ma'am, yes? Yes, ma'am. Okay. There was a similar tragedy in Germany. This happens all too much. That's not Lambo. That's Portia. Not crying, but whining, kind of like she probably wants to be held. Yeah. Lambo definitely has a very deep, throaty kind of swagger about his voice. He's definitely a boy. Portia is all girl. Portia, come on now. What do you want? Portia, let me pick you up. All right, come on. Oof. All right, come here. Portia is interrupting mommy's broadcast. Oh, she probably wants some grits. That's what it is. She doesn't really want me. She wants my grits. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's one of these afternoons that still feels like morning. Thank you, Gossip Rumor Innuendo. Kathy, thank you. Thank you so much, hon. Farrah or Daddy, can you come get Portia? Ooh. I just turned the sound back up. Was on a call. What is that sound? Okay. All right. All right, guys, give me just a second. Thank you, Kathy, for supporting, hun. Portia wants up. Let's see. Portia is saddened by the news too. Yes. Portia said, Mommy, I know you're busy. Let me finish your grits. Okay. All right. Portia, come on, baby. You go outside, okay? All right. Go see Lambo. Go ahead. Okay. Y'all. I didn't know you guys could hear all that. Ooh, okay. Yes. Let's just see this last little bit and then we're going to pivot. Okay.
And he had pledged all resources from the federal government.
Now, someone said, why didn't they release his name? I don't know. You know, sometimes these people will have fake documents, fake IDs, won't have accurate information to identify them. So instead of like, oh, we found an ID that says Joe Schmo, I guess making sure that if they say that person's name, that they want to make sure that that is the person. It's not any fake IDs, fake credentials, things like that, and probably really know who it is before they put a name out there. And what does it mean to us? You know what I mean? Unless you know the person, his name could be whatever. It won't mean anything to me. Even, and also he's dead now, so it's a wrap for him. They did release the name. Let's see. Name of let's see, do they have his picture? Says mood. Hold on. Shansud-Din Bahar Jabbar, dead suspect in New Orleans attack, has been identified as 42-year-old Shansud-Din Bahar Jabbar, according to multiple officials speaking on condition of anonymity to describe details of investigation. Okay. Ooh, baby. This is some heavy news. It's heavy and it's sad when these things happen, which there could have been 10 more stories like this last night. And, sometimes, things are, this is on a mass scale. This is 10 people 10 fatalities. You have dozens and dozens in the hospital. Somebody said something may have happened in Michigan. I'm not really sure. I'm not up on that. I only heard about this, but I can only imagine there were probably lots of other shenanigans amiss, because people know when they're trying to get the most out of their out of these kind of events to scare and harm people. It was Sam Samud. Hold on, I'll tell you guys again. Girl, I butchered his name, I'm sure. Let me make this big. This is according to the internet. This might be from New York Times. Shansud-Din Bahar Jabbar. Okay. That's what it's looking like right now. Do they have a picture? I don't know. Let's see. Let me click on it and see. Do they have a picture? Let's see. Do they have a picture? I was about to say, I clicked on New York Times. I was like, oh, I'm not logged in, but I know I have a membership with them for news coverage. Let's see. Live updates. New Orleans attacker truck had Islamic State flag. FBI says the agency identified the suspect as 42-year-old U.S. citizen from Texas. At least 10 people were killed and dozens more injured in the attack on New Year's revelers in the French Quarter. Here's the latest. So they must be, where's this? Okay, so this is just that might be on X or something. University was critically injured in the devastating truck attack, the school's president said in a statement on social media. The president, Jerry Moorhead, did not disclose the student's name and said he had spoken to the family. In a court document the suspect filed on August 2022 as part of a divorce proceeding, he said he worked for an accounting firm, Deloitte, and made at least $120,000 a year. So what relevance is that? I guess maybe just telling a little bit more of the story. But in an email earlier that year, the suspect described financial problems. He said he owed about $27,000 in home payments. and was at risk for foreclosure, and said he had taken on $16,000 in credit card debt because of living expenses and in need to hire a lawyer seemingly for a divorce. Homeboy, maybe I mean, what? Well, FBI said in a statement the suspect was a U.S. citizen from Texas, drove a Ford pickup that appeared to have been rented. The investigators are working to determine how the suspect got it. An Islamic State flag, weapons, and potential improvised explosive device were found in the vehicle, the FBI said, and the other potential bombs were also located in the end. Wait a second. And other potential bombs were located in the French Quarter. Investigators were working to determine the suspect's potential association or affiliation with terroristic organizations. Maybe he was self-radicalized, possibly. We don't know. Did he leave other devices in and around the French Quarter? That's what they're saying. Were they timed? Did they obviously they caught them in enough time? Hold on one second, please. Okay, so he worked for Deloitte. Uh, at least 10 people were killed, 30 injured. That might be a later update or something because now it's at what 35. Street security system protecting Bourbon Street was under construction. Okay. I'm gonna give you guys this link. I'll drop it in the chat. That way, if you want to go back and get further into it, seems like the New York Times has a pretty extensive coverage. I'm sure, I would imagine the Times-Picayune has equally, if not better, on the spot coverage since that's one of the local papers. So there's all the pictures. So lots of imagery from last night. I guess they said the Sugar Bowl was happening on today. What Joe Biden say? President Biden has spent the morning making calls and being briefed on the attack. He is scheduled to depart his Delaware home for Camp David nearly an hour ago, but was delayed. My heart goes out to the victims and their families who were simply trying to celebrate the holiday. That's the worst part about it. Just, Bourbon Street remained taped off in downtown New Orleans on Wednesday morning, but there are a few immediately visible signs of the pre-dawn attack. A dozen police cars, sport utility vehicles were parked on Canal Street, and half of them with their lights still flashing. Some clumps of paper remained in the gutters from the overnight revelers. Okay. President spoke on the phone this morning with New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell to offer full federal support, according to the White House. Many hotels around the area had to be evacuated. Oh, at that point, it's time to go home. If you have to be evacuated and then all of this happens, it would be time to go home. All right, let's get out of here. I hate to have this be the bad news report. We're gonna kiki it a little bit, okay? I promise. Not the Super Bowl. It's the Sugar Bowl. It's the Sugar Bowl. Super Bowl is happening maybe sometime next month. But this is the college. This will be college. It's in New Orleans. Yes. Okay. So the Super Bowl is happening in New Orleans in probably 5-6 weeks or something. So yes. Today though is the Sugar Bowl, not to be confused with the Super Bowl happening in New Orleans very soon. So yes, they have a lot to do to secure the area. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. I didn't see everything. You guys know I can't see everything. I was not. I was still trying to catch up on reading. This is a tragedy. Okay, let's pivot for a minute. This was something that happened. Also, I wanted to talk about. I saw this morning, and I was just kind of like, what? And you guys know, I was talking about this a little bit when we first start. Like, this really kind of got me because I was like, you gotta be kidding. And then I was just so annoyed because I was trying to find the first appearance because obviously the first appearance happened and I could not find it. Let's pivot from one of my favorite places, New Orleans, to another one of my favorite places in Florida, right outside of Orlando. It's in Kissimmee, which this happened, and this was very strange. So let's hear about this. The police report was just like, oh my God, it's gonna make you want to think twice about ordering food. I'm serious, or not, and not giving a good tip. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you order and you have a lot of random people coming to your door, it just invites people to get a peek into your home that would never. And I try to limit how many deliveries I get to the house to an open door that I have to sign something because these people, this lady was pissed for a reason. I mean, look, she was mad because she didn't get a good tip, but man was crazy. Okay.
With new details just in about a story that is now making national headlines. A local pizza delivery driver accused of stabbing a customer 14 times.
Listen, the one thing I love about Osceola County and even Orange County, baby, they will not miss a chance to get a perp walk in. The perp walk, baby, I am here for a good perp walk always. Look at this.
Story that is now making national headlines.
Baby, smile, you getting your moment.
A local pizza delivery driver accused of stabbing a customer 14 times in front of her child. Deputies say she was angry over a small tip. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Lisa Bell. Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden have the night off. Tonight, her attempted murder charge has been upgraded to first-degree murder, and there's someone else deputies want to question. Investigators say when 22-year-old Brianna Alvelo came back to the Riviera Motel in Kissimmee on Earl Bronson Memorial Highway, she had a man with her. That hotel is about 1.5 miles southeast of the Silver Spurs Arena. News 6 reporter Stephanie Rodriguez is in Osceola County with the new details about what happened.
It was here at the Riviera Motel that police say a woman was stabbed 14 times by a pizza delivery driver who had dropped off food to her room just 1.5 hours before.
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your name.
Brianna Alvelo. According to the arrest report, 22-year-old Brianna Alvelo was working at Marco's Pizza when she stopped by the motel for a delivery on Sunday. She was greeted by Melinda Irisati, who was in the motel with her boyfriend and 5-year-old daughter. According to police, Irisati paid her $33 bill with the $50 expecting change. But when Alvelo started to walk away, Irisati said she didn't want to leave a large tip, but Alvelo said they don't provide change. That's when police say Irisati began searching her motel room and car for smaller bills, eventually only leaving a $2 tip. Later that night, the family was asleep when police say Alvelo returned. Police say video shows Alvelo and a man wearing face masks arrive at the motel. Irisati told investigators a man pointed a gun at her boyfriend, forcing him into the bathroom. He told investigators they didn't take anything, but that they knew what they were there for. Alvelo began breaking their belongings and stabbed Irisati 14 times. Irisati told police she believed Alvelo was trying to kill her and was afraid for her life and her daughters. She was taken to the hospital for emergency surgery, where she learned she was a few weeks pregnant. Investigators say they came here to the Marco's Pizza on Chaps Place, and the manager confirmed that Alvelo was the one who delivered the order to Riviera Motel. She was arrested right here on Monday. A company spokesperson told News 6 the safety and well-being of customers and team members are always our top priority, and we are taking this incident very seriously. Alvelo is charged with home invasion with a firearm, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. She was originally charged with attempted murder, but is now facing a premeditated murder charge. News 6 is working to confirm who died. She was denied bond.
State believes that this is a punishable by life offense.
Police continue to search for the man they say helped Alvelo attack the family over a bad tip. Anyone with information is urged to contact them. Reporting in Kissimmee, Stephanie Rodriguez, Getting Results, News 6.
So I'm not sure if she actually killed hold on one second. Because I think she may have actually miscarried because the woman found out that she was pregnant when she was at the hospital. She sat up and gave a whole interview. Hold on a second. Let me show you guys. The lady, hold on a second so you guys can hear this. So I'm thinking it's possible that she lost her baby. I don't know if she succumbed to these injuries in the hospital or she lost the baby, but let's check this out and see. Is this the one? Yes.
Team has been covering as a pizza delivery driver was arrested and taken to the Osceola County jail
I'm not saying
after
so.
she's accused of stabbing
wait.
a pregnant woman several times over.
So the woman was pregnant and they said she was a few weeks pregnant. I think it's more likely she miscarried because if you look at this, they just did an interview with her in the hospital a couple of days ago. Now, it is possible to succumb to your injuries, but she looks quite well. Maybe they upgraded it on the 26th. I'm thinking it's possible that she miscarried, just like the news reporter stated. They're trying to confirm who died. Apparently she had a viable pregnancy, but she was very early on. So maybe she potentially miscarried. I'm not sure. Let's listen to the story. But the victim, as far as I know, is still alive. But they are working to confirm. And I'm going to see if I can find on the 9th Judicial District if they're stating who passed away. But I'm thinking it was due to miscarriage of the pregnancy. I'm almost going to be willing to say that's probably the reason. Okay, let's go.
For a small tip. That is according to the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. The 22-year-old was arrested Monday and faces charges of kidnapping, home invasion, and aggravated assault. She's also charged under the same statute that covers premeditated murder. Matt Trezza with our Fox 35 Orlando team has much more on that.
Osceola County deputies say Melinda Irizarry was stabbed 14 times, all because a pizza delivery driver didn't get a big enough tip. Osceola County deputies say 22-year-old Brianna Alvelo and a man broke into the motel room where Melinda Irizarry was staying with her boyfriend and 5-year-old daughter. An arrest report says the man pointed a gun at the girl, then forced Irizarry's boyfriend into a bathroom. Then Alvelo allegedly took out a knife. Irizarry needed over 200 staples for cuts across her arms, wrists, shoulders, back, stomach, and breast, 14 in all. She also needed surgeries for a punctured lung and severed tendons in her knee. In the hospital, doctors told her she's also recently pregnant. In an exclusive interview, she says she's lucky to be alive.
Once I realized the severity of the situation, I'm like, oh my God, these people came in here to hurt us.
So far, Irizarry's doctors haven't said when she'll be able to leave the hospital. Alvelo is being held without bond. Deputies are still searching for the man that she was with and asking anyone with information about this case to please give Crime Line a call. In Kissimmee, Matt Trezza, Fox 13 News.
Matt, thank you so much for that report. Our Fox 35 Orlando team has been all over that story, gathering the latest details.
The pizza came cold. My wings came cold. I personally am not going to tip anybody who is bringing my pizza late at an awkward time and my pizza is cold and at night, So I was already kind of getting confused. I already felt a little weird about it, but I didn't think anything of it. So when I got to the door, she seemed very sweet. She had her hair down. She didn't give me no hostile energy until I gave her the money to pay. The pizza and the order, it was about $33. I gave her 2 20s and a 10. So I gave her $50. I'm expecting to receive $17 change back.
Look, no tea, no shade on this, but that was just an odd amount. The bill's $33. unless she handed her, the newscaster said a $50 bill, but she said it wasn't a $50 bill. She said it was two 20s and a 10. If it's $33, ma'am, I mean, I don't know. Look, I don't understand why you would throw the 10 in there unless you just needed some extra change. But if you plan to give her $5 or whatever, baby, then that would have been your 220s right there, right? So it was weird. I think it was very much of a frustrated type misunderstanding. Maybe it was a bad tip night. I don't know. Nothing justifies what that woman did in terms of attitude, and then on top of turning around and coming right back. That's very strange. So, okay, let's hear the rest. And I've got the police report. I'll read the police report to you guys.
Which I was going to give her a tip, like I do to everybody that delivers my food. But being that it came late, being that my food was cold, being that it was an awkward time frame, and as soon as I handed this woman the money, she walked away out the door, and my door was still cracked open because I'm expecting my change back. And she just tried to walk away. And I was like, this is how I said it. This is exactly how I said it. Hey, girl, I need my change back. And she was like, oh, you need your change. Well, we don't offer change. So she ended up with a $2 tip, which I honestly felt like she didn't even deserve because my pizza was cold. It was super late. I was just like, she's already giving me attitude. About 30, 40 minutes later, we get a knock on the door, loud enough to wake us up from our sleep. So my boyfriend was like, oh, it's late. Don't open the door. But I wasn't thinking anything of it, because it's like, I don't know if they had, I've never had any altercations. I don't have any problems with anyone. I wasn't like fearing to open the door. I don't know if it was a neighbor maybe asking for something, the hotel lobby managers coming to say something to me, because it was very odd. We didn't invite anyone over. So I'm like, okay, I'm curious to know who it is. I didn't.
It's like, were they there for the week? She said a neighbor. I'm thinking about, like, were you living there or were you actually on staycation there? Either way, it doesn't matter because ma'am wasn't justified. If you want to see the whole hearing, I can play it back. I've got it posted. I'll play it after I read the police report. But yeah, I think she may have miscarried her baby.
And look through the window or the peephole because I didn't think anything of it. I was half asleep. We had just I woke back up. I opened the door. As soon as I opened the door was cracked. I cracked it open. As soon as I cracked it, she put her foot on the door. And both of their backs were facing me. I couldn't see their face. When I opened the door, they both had their backs towards me. And as soon as it opened, she kind of kicked the door with her foot and like rushed herself in. And they both just rushed in and she locked the door behind her. As soon as I saw that she locked the door, I realized the situation was a lot more serious than.
This is just another reminder, be careful because these, it's not all drivers. I don't want to offend anybody who works and does any of this type of gig work. So no offense to anyone specific, but we've heard one too many stories of this. And I think every time I hear a story like this, it just always reminds me to be careful because you're having someone come to your home, knock on your door, be in the vicinity. Some people even have people bring their groceries inside. One time I got a grocery delivery from Walmart and this girl asked me, did I want her to bring it into my house? And I told her, she was young, and I told her, I said, I would never do that. And I don't recommend that you do that for you should not be walking up into people's homes. Like, this is crazy because people are crazy out here. She seemed like a nice girl. I don't know if she had something up her sleeve or not, but she wasn't coming into my house. I don't care how nice of a girl she seemed. And I also told her, you shouldn't be going into people's homes either because it's dangerous. Girl, a tall, nice looking girl, baby, no. You shouldn't be going into people's houses. And I don't want someone coming into my house. Then you're you know what I'm saying, a situation like this happens, someone's knocking on my door with a 12 gauge. Okay. So this kind of stuff just reminds me of that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's finish this.
And I thought I expected it just kind of happened so quickly. And from there, as soon as he came in, he pointed the gun at me. Then he pointed the gun at my daughter. I put my hands up. I said, whoa, 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 I have my child. We don't got nothing in there. What's going on? No one said anything. I just said, I got my daughter. What is this? What's going on? They had ski mask on, so we could only see their eyes and their eyebrows, and like their body frame, but they were not recognizable at all. I was like, who are these people? What is going on? Like, it just caught me by surprise. And once I realized the severity of the situation, I'm like, oh my God, these people came in here to hurt us. As soon as he came in, he pointed the gun at me. Then he pointed it to my daughter and then quickly pointed it at my partner and told him that he needs to go into the restroom, in the bathroom. He just complied, put his hands up and listened to the male, and he forced him into the bathroom where he put him in the tub. He told him to go stand in the bathtub, and I could not see him anymore. I was in between both beds with my child, and he forced himself, he forced my boyfriend into the bathroom, and he was holding him at gunpoint the entire time. So, and he was getting close to him, then he would back up, then back close to his head again, then back up. It was too much going on. So, and I'm thinking about my boyfriend, like, if I react anyway, this guy may shoot my boyfriend in the head, and the situation just becomes 30 times worse. So I just was holding my daughter, telling her it's okay, everything's gonna be okay. It's all right, everything is fine. I'm holding over her, and next thing you know, I feel a big thud on my back. I honestly thought she hit me so hard, I thought it was a punch, because you can hear like the air out of my back. And I turned around ready to defend myself. I pushed my daughter out the way onto the bed, and I told her to stay right there. And I turned around, and once I looked down on the floor, I was already bleeding all over the floor. So I realized really quickly that
air was when she punctured your lungs.
She didn't punch me, she stabbed me. So I'm like, she really stabbed me with this pocket knife right now, or I'm not sure if it was a pocket knife or a regular knife, because it was like a foldable one. So I'm not exactly sure if it was a blade or a knife specifically, but it was pretty big, and it definitely did a lot of damage to my body. I turned around some more, and she just continued to stab me. She stabbed me again on my back.
Hey, Brianna, girl.
And after she stabbed me on my back the second time, that's when I felt a whole heap of blood just spew down my back. And I realized I had a huge gash on my back. And I just laid down on the bed, and she just started slicing me, just going crazy, kind of just taking her, like, she had it in the left hand. So she was just kind of like back swinging and just going crazy and just stabbing me. This really taught me like the willpower I didn't even know I had, so it's definitely a big impact, very different change. It's pretty traumatic, just to go through that, with my partner, as well as my daughter, seeing that whole thing. It kind of is pretty heartbreaking to me. It's just, I didn't want my 5-year-old to see me go through that at all. And I never in my life thought that I would go through something like that.
I'm just in shock. I'm really in shock of it all. Let me let you guys see this. Okay, let me see. I've got this posted on my channel. Let's see.
You're going to be.
Are you going to go just?
All right, excellent. Thank you very.
Are you going to go just go ahead?
All right, excellent. Thank you very much, and good morning again. We are going to begin with Brianna Alvelo.
Hopefully this will stay.
Come on forward. When you hear your name, please step forward. Step to the mic.
Your Honor, we're going to request a waiving of the reading of
Yes, sir.
charges.
Good morning, ma'am. Please state your name.
Brianna Alvelo.
All right, Ms. Alvelo, you're here charged with 4 counts. I reviewed and signed off on the probable cause warrant for your arrest. I do find that there is probable cause as it relates to the charges. As it relates to the first count, ma'am, I'm going to hold you on no bond. I'm going to set you for a pretrial detention hearing on 12/26 in courtroom 4F in Osceola County before Judge Karsten. So you will be seeing another judge in just a couple of days as it relates to your charges, but as to count 1, you're not going to be able to bond out. As it State, did you want to put anything on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. State believes that this is a punishable by life offense under the Florida Constitution, Article 1, subsection 14. As such, she is not entitled to a bond. State believes that it is defense's responsibility to move for a bond under Arthur, and at this time that there should be no bond set and it should not be set for a pretrial detention hearing.
All right, thank you. Sir, your response?
Defense has no objection, Your Honor.
All right, so at this time I will go ahead and then hold her on no bond as it relates to count 1. As it relates to counts 2 and 3, I'm going to set your bond, ma'am, at $25,000 each. And as it relates to count 3, I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. But even though there is a bond as to counts 2, 3, and 4, ma'am, there is no bond as it relates to count 1. Would you like me to go ahead and appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you at this time? Would you like me to appoint an attorney?
Yes, please.
All right, we'll go ahead and appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you, ma'am. Just keep in touch with him. They may have some paperwork for you to fill out, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, was it 5,000 for count 4?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, for the record, there were conditions to the warrant: no contact with the alleged victim, no return to incident, no return to location, no possession of any weapons and firearms.
Yes, ma'am, those do remain in place.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for that clarification. Thank you, Ms. Alvelo. All right, next we have Jerry.
Okay, that's posted on my channel. Okay, let's go here. So I did pull up, you guys already know, I did pull up the case. Okay, I pulled up the case and she is charged with homicide, murder. Can you guys see this? Let me see. Okay, here we go. Ma'am is charged with homicide, murder. I don't know that this lady passed away. Ma'am from the hospital room. Ma'am from the hospital room, I don't think is gone. I think she might have lost her baby. I'm gonna be honest. I think she may have the baby. She found out she was pregnant. I think that may be what they're calling for the homicide. So in the commission of a felony, which was the breaking, the robbery and the home invasion. So in the commission of a felony and another felony happened, it gets bumped to first degree. If you are committing a felony and it results in a homicide, that's an automatic first degree. Also, it's premeditated in the sense that they left, they came back with a weapon. She came back with an additional person. She came back in a disguise. She had a mask over her face. They forced their way in. They shut the door. They locked the door. It was also kidnapping of a minor for ransom or reward. So basically, because they came to potentially recoup some more money and then they locked the door, that was also them. That's also a kidnapping charge, then the aggravated assault. So ma'am is in trouble, and they're also looking for her boyfriend. Hold on a second. Let's scooch over to here. Okay. Make sure y'all see this. So I guess we're gonna see how this goes. Ma'am, do we see her? Didn't we see her? Oh, I thought I had the one with her picture. Was that on her warrant? Let me see if I can find her. Well, you guys saw her her mugshot. Let's see. Is this the one with her mugshot? Just a second, guys. Mm, okay, let's see. This is the one. Maybe it didn't have, I thought it had her mugshot on it. All right, let's see. Okay. Yes, all of this for a bad tip. So it wasn't necessarily a $5 tip. It was, I guess, ma'am ended up giving her a $2 tip. So initially it was attempted murder, but it has been upgraded to premeditated murder. And they're saying it's a life offense. So this is the full narrative from the police. On December 25th, 2024 at approximately 23:47. Hold on one second. Let me see what you guys are saying before I get into this. Girl. Well, I don't know if she went back to work. You know what I thought of initially? I thought this was like a pimp situation. I wonder, not that he's got her running around delivering pizzas or anything if she got a pimp, but what man is going to co-sign a woman going back to where she is doing her job and mad because she got a $2 tip? Who's coming with a rifle? Okay, who's coming with a rifle to help you recoup a couple of dollars because you got a couple of dollars? Okay, let's listen to this real quick. Okay, and then we're going to shut this one down and then we'll come back on some Nesto. Okay. On December 22nd, 2024, at approximately 23:47, deputies responded to the 2248 Earlo Bronson Memorial Highway Riviera Motel in reference to a stabbing. Upon arrival, contact was made with Melinda Irizarry, who was located on the bed of room 102. Keep in mind, Melinda Irizarry is this lady right here. This is Melinda Irizarry, okay? Melinda was suffering from multiple stab wounds to the chest, arms, legs, and abdomen. Melinda was transported to Osceola Regional Hospital, where she immediately went into surgery for ruptured lung. Before going into surgery, Melinda advised the deputies to talk to her boyfriend, Bobby Terrell Brooks, so he could tell them all the information they needed to know. Contact was made with Bobby, who advised he and Melinda were in a relationship. They came to the motel with Melinda's 5-year-old daughter. We're not even going to get into that. On this date to celebrate his birthday. They might have been in town to go to Disney, girl. I don't know. Bobby explained that he was in the bathroom taking a shower when someone began banging on the door. Melinda answered the door and a tall Hispanic male wearing all black, along with a short Hispanic female wearing all black, rushed into the bedroom. The Hispanic male armed with a rifle, and the female was armed with a knife. You know what I told my husband this morning when I was reading this? I said, this reminds me of Scarface. I said, remember when Scarface starts and Tony and the boys were on Miami Beach? And well, not, it's kind of at the beginning, but they were on Miami Beach and they went to the drug dealers, the Colombians, and they ended up getting hemmed up in that motel room, and the guy had the damn chainsaw. Baby, that was the first thing I was like, ooh, this is giving me Scarface. Okay. Armed with a knife, the Hispanic male forced Bobby into the bathroom. That was the part, and held him there at gunpoint. While in the bathroom, the suspect smashed Bobby's phone. That's when I would have been like, Lord Jesus, just make it as painless as possible. Also, while in the bathroom, Bobby heard a struggle happening inside the room. Hold on a second, guys. Bye, Portia. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Also, while in the bathroom, Bobby heard a struggle happening inside the room. And when he exited the bathroom, he saw that his girlfriend, Melinda, had been stabbed. Bobby explained the suspects did not take anything, and all they said to him and Melinda was that they knew what they were there for. Contact was made with Melinda post-surgery. Melinda advised the following sworn verbal statement. On December 22nd, 2024, she and her boyfriend got a motel room at the Riviera Motel to celebrate his birthday. While at the motel, room 102, Melinda called Marco's Pizza Shop and ordered food. Approximately 30 minutes later, the pizza was delivered by a shorter, heavier set Hispanic female with long brown hair wearing all black. The total cost for the pizza, $33.10, right? It didn't make sense for the $50 unless she used a $50 bill, but this is the story. $33.10. Melinda handed the Hispanic female $50 in exchange for the food. Melinda explained that the female then began walking away with the money, and Melinda had to stop and ask her for change. This is why I like to pay online. The female stated that Melinda that they don't provide change. Melinda asked for the money back and began to search for smaller denomination of money because she did not want to leave such a large tip. Melinda pulled out two separate wallets from her purse in front of the female, pulled out her pink everyday use wallet, which only had $60 in 20s, and then she pulled out her black savings account wallet, pulled out all the money to see if she had any singles inside of it, but only had approximately $120 with no small bills. Girl, Melinda then left the door to the room open and walked outside to her vehicle to see if she could locate any single bills in the vehicle. While Melinda was searching, she let those people know she had money here, there, and everywhere. That's why they came back. While Melinda was searching her vehicle to see if she could locate single bills inside her vehicle, while Melinda, through her vehicle, she left the female standing in the doorway of her room. Melinda found no money in her vehicle and walked back into her room. While in her room, with the door still open and the female standing in the doorway, Melinda asked Bobby for $5 to pay the rest of the bill and tipped the driver $2. Melinda handed the female $5. Melinda explained the female rolled her eyes, walked away without saying anything. Melinda also explained that Bobby and her 5-year-old daughter were asleep when they heard the loud knocking on the door. When Melinda went to open the door. She observed a tall Hispanic male and a shorter, heavy-set Hispanic female, both in all black with face masks on, forced themselves into the room. The Hispanic male brandished a large silver revolver and first pointed it at Melinda and her daughter. First, it said a rifle. So she's saying, this is what she's saying, a silver revolver. They said rifle before. The first pointed at Melinda and her daughter, then pointed it at her boyfriend, Bobby, and commanded him to go into the bathroom. While the male suspect was in the bathroom with Bobby, the female suspect began rummaging through her stuff and began breaking into Melinda's property. During the incident, Melinda observed the female suspect pull out a black pocket knife. The female suspect began dumping out Melinda's purse and broke and smashed her daughter's Nintendo Switch. Melinda then turned her back on the female to shield her daughter. Once Melinda turned her back, she felt a hard strike in her lower back. Melinda thought the female punched her until she looked and saw blood coming from her back. Melinda then threw her daughter onto the bed and attempted through her daughter. Melinda then turned her back, the female, to shield her daughter. Once Melinda turned her back, she felt a hard strike on her lower back. Melinda thought the female punched her until she looked down and saw blood coming from her back. Melinda then threw her daughter onto the bed and attempted to pick up her phone. When Melinda picked up her phone, the female suspect grabbed it from her hand, smashed it on the floor, and began striking her multiple times with the knife. Melinda stated she stopped striking her when the male suspect yelled it was time to go. Melinda believed the female suspect was trying to kill her and was afraid for her life and her daughter. It was discovered Melinda had been stabbed 14 times in different areas of her body and just found out from the hospital that she was a few weeks pregnant. Melinda does desire prosecution for the above incident. A canvass of the video footage was conducted. While looking at the video footage provided by the Riviera Motel, it was observed that a Hispanic female pizza delivery driver wearing all black, black jacket, black pants worn with the pant legs pulled up in a Capri style, a black hat, and a high top style shoes arrive in a red Toyota Camry approximately 2200 hours. The rest of the video footage appears to be consistent with the statement provided by Melinda, and observed more video footage that shows a red Toyota Camry matching the one driven by the Hispanic pizza delivery driver pull up to the parking lot of the Johnson Surveying at approximately 2322, which is the building just southeast of the Riviera Motel. The red Camry turns its lights off and two people appear from the same area where the car was last seen approximately 23:28. So they were in there for like 4 minutes. Both subjects were dressed in all black. One appears to be a tall male. The other appears to be a heavier set, short female wearing all black, black pants with the pant leg pulled up, high top style, black shoes, black mask. Two suspects walk to the corner of the building, walk into the victim's door, enter the victim's room at approximately 23:33 hours. Okay. At 23:36, the suspects are seen exiting the room. Wow, they were in there for a while. I see. Well, they enter the room at 23:33. Okay, so they were in there for about 3 minutes. The suspects are seen exiting the room. The subject is seen running back towards the area of the red Camry at approximately 22:37. At approximately 22:38, the red Camry is seen driving out of the parking lot onto Cross Prairie. Contact was made with the manager of Marco's Pizza, Geraldo Pecunia, located on Chaps Place in Kissimmee. Was able to provide the Hispanic female Brianna Alvelo working deliveries that night of the incident and drives a red Toyota Camry. Geraldo stated Brianna was an employee who delivered pizza and wings to the Riviera Motel. Geraldo also provided a video of Brianna wearing the same clothing that the female suspect was wearing, a black jacket, the black hat, the black pants in the Capri style, the high top shoes. Geraldo also provided a copy of Brianna's time card that showed Brianna clocked out for the day approximately 22:20, about 1 hour before the incident. Geraldo provided his information. Let's see. Based on the information above, I believe we have probable cause in violation of the following murder, attempted murder, when she stabbed Melinda 14 times, home invasion with a firearm. So somebody passed away. We don't know who it was. I feel like Melinda looked like she was recovering well, but I don't know. They have upgraded it to murder. First degree premeditated murder. So sending well wishes to the victim. Home invasion, kidnapping when the male suspect forced Bobby into the bathroom. They also said something about kidnapping a minor, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to commit a felony with the firearm pointed at all three victims. Okay. Y'all. She clocked out so she'd go handle that business. I wonder if the baby died. Yeah, I'm wondering. If they said it was a viable pregnancy and the pregnancy was lost due to the injuries sustained during that felony, they're going to go ahead and she's going to get that murder. Okay. Nothing. Well, she's going to gain she's gaining a 3 hots and a cot at Osceola County. Let's see what it says about. Did they update her warrant as of today? Yeah, no, the warrant is not. There's no additional updates to the warrant yet. Yeah, nothing else. Attempted murder with a weapon. So yeah, it's not updated yet. But on the right here, it's up to date. It says homicide, murder first degree. So the warrant is a couple of days old. This is real time. This is real time what they're going with: homicide, murder first degree, premeditated robbery, home invasion, kidnap minor for ransom reward, and aggravated assault with intent to commit felony. That was the initial appearance that we just watched. Do they have it attached to the video? No. Okay. I found the video though. And then I posted that on my channel. So, all right, guys, I'm not going to hold y'all on this one. Give me about like an hour. I'm going to come back on some Nesto. Her boyfriend probably rides around with her while she works. Girl, okay, a whole bunch. Girl, a pimp. It's giving pimp. It's giving, if they ask enough questions to the right people, somebody probably knows, but they probably, Gerardo over there at the pizza place, if her boyfriend's like that, Geraldo or Geraldo knows exactly who Sir is, but those people are clearly dangerous. So who's going to say, oh, I know that's her boyfriend, that's her man so-and-so. Okay? No one's going to say that if homeboy is still out there on the streets. Did he say Bobby explained in the bathroom taking a shower while he heard the bang on the door? Melinda answered the door. Okay. He said a rifle. Look, isn't that funny between the two of them? Am I still showing? Bobby said it was a rifle. The Hispanic man was armed with a rifle, but Melinda said it was a silver revolver. So I don't know. We don't know what the man had, but when this all happened over 3 minutes, ma'am got her ass beat. I don't know why Bobby didn't fight. I mean, I don't know. You know how sometimes people will go and try to disarm and kind of take the male's power away by attacking the female. So he had him at gunpoint And maybe it was point blank range. She wouldn't have had a fight in him. So they all got to live, but poor Melinda had to take that beating and that assault in front of her daughter. Awful, 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 awful. Okay. All right, guys. I'm not going to hold you on this one. If you guys want to talk more about it, of course, we'll keep up on this. I have a couple of cases that we've talked about, in the past few months that we need to get some updates on, but we'll keep our eyes on this one because I think this is going to be one of these. There's been a lot of interest in this because it's just one of these. This could happen to any of us. This is a cautionary tale. This is some nasty work, absolutely 504, but this is a cautionary. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just best to go ahead and get in your car and go pick up that food. Go pick it up. If you cannot, some people have unrealistic expectations about what they expect for us to give them based on maybe what you got in your driveway or what they think you have in their house or just what the last person gave them. Okay. All right. So me, I don't mind getting in the car. I will place an order in a minute and go pick it up. My husband, me, we just get in the car, we'll go. Sometimes I do get stuff delivered, but I always pay online. I don't need anyone seeing my purse or how I keep my money. Poor Melinda, I don't think she meant any harm, and I don't think she intended to invite this type of trouble. But ma'am probably went and ran back to whomever her man is and said, oh, she got like 50 million wallets. She keeps money in her car. She had we don't know. Okay. We don't know. But this is a mess. Please use your peephole. Girl, use the garage door. Go out the garage door or use good old, you can leave it at the door. I'll tip you in the app. I hate to say it, but some of these companies need to just go ahead and incorporate a delivery charge that is satisfactory to the drivers who accept these type of jobs. If you take this job, just know you're going to get this for every delivery. And then on top of that, you might get a tip. You might not get a tip. If you can't handle that, then log out the app. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much. Pay online. Yeah. You don't even want people to see your good designer bag. Okay. All right. It's just be careful. I live in a building where you have to have a key fob to access the elevators and you can't get past. Exactly. You get to go right downstairs, be at the concierge and get your food from the concierge. But shoot, me personally, just pay online. That way they can leave it at security, leave it with the concierge desk. And then all you got to do is go and happy as you want, go pick up your food and go right on back up to your apartment nice and safe. Okay. Yeah, but who wants to do all that? Nobody wants to I want to eat my meal. I don't want to have to talk to the sheriff. Okay? I just want to eat my meal. I don't want to talk to the sheriff. I don't want to have to call the company that comes to clean up after somebody got out of line at my front door. Okay? I don't want any of that. I'm gonna leave it at yes. Tip is in the app. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna set up the live. I'm gonna come back. Give me like an hour. Okay. I'm gonna come back and then we'll talk about some Nesto. Okay. Pizza delivery shouldn't be a shootout or stabbing. No, it's on some marinara and cheese sticks. Can we just enjoy our food? I don't want to engage with the sheriff or the police department. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, nothing. I just want to eat my food. Okay. That's why I'll take that little 10-minute drive and go and pick up, because if I can't satisfy somebody, which I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm a good tipper. It's not about the tip for me. It's just about, I don't want anyone coming to my house. All right, guys, give me a minute. We're going to come back with some keys. Okay. But this is some news you can use for 2025. I hope you guys Let's pray for New Orleans. Anybody who suffered anything last night by the hands of a fool or some fools, um, hoping and wishing for them a better 2025, that, the rest of this year will be better than how it began, unfortunately. But, I'm sure there are some people who are happy just to be alive after what happened yesterday. And for all the people who lost their lives, sending and offering deepest condolences, because that was a shock this morning to hear something so horrible happened again, right? Yes. All right, guys, I'm gonna set up the live. Give me a minute. And I just want to go and get myself a little bit together because the day goes so fast. I had just finished making breakfast when I came on live, and now I just want to get myself. Farrah came in here looking all cute, and I need to get dressed. So let me do that, and then I'll be back in a little bit. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oops. Nesto said Sonya had that old nasty walk. He says she had a nasty walk. We're going to talk about that. We talked about it the other day. We're going to talk about it again in a little bit. Give me about an hour. Let me just get myself together, and I'll be right back.